All right, Aftershocks TV. Thanks everybody for listening in. And as always, I got my partner Chris Aiken with me. Chris, how pumped up are we for this episode, man?
Dude, this is one of those bands that not a lot of people are aware of yet, but we couldn't be happier to be spreading the word on because we both love this stuff.
Absolutely. Let's bring on our special guest today from the great nation of Spain, from Thrash Metal Warhorses Crisix. We've got BB Plaza with us. BB, thanks for coming on,
Hello,
man. How are you?
people. Hey, very fine here in Spain right now. Saturday night, really good weather, very good music. So we cannot complain.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, definitely not complaining about the new EP, man. The Pizza EP out now on Listenable Records. And, I mean, whether you like pizza or not, and who the fuck doesn't like pizza? But all you need to like is thrash metal, and this band and record is for you, man. It picks up, right off from where you guys have been doing for the last decade. In your face, old school thrash metal with a bunch of different twists here and there. But so BB, I mean, the EP it's been out since last month. It's obviously catching a lot of ears, or else we wouldn't be talking to you. So what in the world is the pizza all about? Get into it. Just go for it, man. Tell us what this is all about this EP.
Yeah, the Pizza a special concept that we were working on the new album and the new songs and all like 1 year ago. It was 1 year ago, and we decided from all these bunch of songs we would take some of them to start a new concept before we release the new album next year. And this was the Pizza EP, thanks to a song called "No Tip for the Kid," which is a song that talks about these stories from me delivering pizza and all. So we kind of thought, okay, let's do a culinary EP theme and release it, this year because we wanted to release something before the new album, and we wanted that this EP would bring this sense of, smile and happiness that pizza brings. So it's like pizza you share it with your friends and you enjoy it. So this album it's meant like this, to share it with your friends, drink some beers and enjoy it with your friends. And this is a little bit the concept that we had really in mind to put out this year before this new album that is going to come out next year.
Okay. So did you purposely, because I know, this is sort of a little bit different in terms of lyrical approach. I mean, you guys never, have never done this sort of humorous, real hard, full on approach to your lyrics. So did you consciously just want to have more fun doing this compared to all the other stuff you do?
We could, I think we get back with, we are a band that we have a lot of sense of humor in our daily basis. And this is a thing that I really like from this band. But we, from our previous album, we didn't touch too much this part of humoristic things. But it's something that it's in our gen and in our genes, and we just wanted to. We had the opportunity to express this a little bit more, in a more, in a more way, in a good way. With this EP, it was everything on purpose. So we wanted to, get back this feeling again. But I think we're getting back to this in the new album a little bit too. But also we have a lot also serious stuff to tell, in this new album. But for the EP it was okay. Let's go with that comic thing that it's really into in our blood,
Sure.
And we have fun. We're a family, and we like to make people smile in our shows. When we are in our shows, we are really connecting with people. And with this album, we wanted to bring a little bit this essence of our shows that people is smiling to us while listening to aggressive music. It's like it's like something that it doesn't seems like it doesn't fit together. But in our shows, it's like this. We bring this aggressive music, but with a really good vibes, and good smiles,
Sure.
and people is really smiling, and this is cool from our perspective.
Sure.
So this
Absolutely.
album captures this.
Well, yeah, one of the tracks that stands out to me, I love, is the world needs mosh, which it sure fucking does, man. I think it needs a lot more mosh than what we're seeing now. Talk about, that track, which for hardcore thrash fans, it's sort of like a modern day anthemic type of song. Talk a little bit about that song.
This song, the idea came when we were, in the pandemic, and we had to cancel all our shows, and we had to, reschedule everything. And the people said, okay, how are we going to name this tour? That I don't know if it's going to happen or not, because in that times, everything was like, unstable. And we said like, hey, this is what the world needs now. It's Mush. So let's call this tour The World Needs Mush. So we like that concept so much that we had to, put it in a song. And that's when in this EP, we thought it was the perfect song that also to release it with this EP for the times we were living now. The world needs Mush. And we kind of realized that, you know, this mush that it happens in our shows. In the end, it's also a family thing. You know, it's also a place where people have the freedom to express themselves, to liberate from all the bullshit in your weekly from during the week. People gets to shows and express as, and you know, liberate, you know, themselves. So
Sure.
in the end, we came to the concept that mush is love and the world needs
Mm.
mush, and that's what we wanted to capsule in this song. And this is a reflection, as I said before, from our shows. It's just uh a pure essence of our shows put in a song, you know.
Sure.
Okay.
And it may be a pure essence of yourselves, but unless I'm hearing things, it also has a huge, gigantic Slayer influence in it, especially
Yeah.
at that scream at the beginning, man.
Yeah, that's true, and even the part C is our we pay homage. It's our tribute, a little tribute to a Slayer, you know. Yeah.
Sure.
Mhm.
No doubt. Now, how
It's a-
important? Go ahead. How important is a band like Slayer to a band like Crisix? Obviously they set the bar way early, but for as long as you've been around, they've been kind of on the back end of their career. So, how important is an older band like that to a young band coming up?
I tell you, because we were speaking about this the other day. Slayer was one of the first shows, my very first metal show with 16 years old. We even had no band yet, but it happens that in that show in Barcelona that I sneaked in because I didn't have the, you know, the legal age to go. I
Mhm.
found that in that show we were Javi, the drummer, the singer Juli, and also the bassist, the bass guitar and the guitarist were in that show, but we were not meeting each other like really, like with that. We were not really, you know, we didn't met, you know, in that time, but we were all there, you know, in that Slayer show. And I remember that, you know, it was a young boy and everyone was starting to mosh in the intro of the song, and I was like, "Fuck, what's gonna happen when they play Angel of Death? I'm gonna die here," you know. And so just I explain you, so just, you know, that, you know, we've been so much very fans of Slayer since the beginning, and they set this aggressiveness that we like also to express with our music, because we it keeps us this, you know, this flame. Slayer set that tone, you know,
Sure.
set that fury in the riffs, you know, and in the speed. And yeah, it's speed with no compromise. It's hell, you know. It's great. It's great. And
Right.
I saw them in Resurrection Fest in the farewell tour, and they were really in a really good shape. I mean,
Sure.
all my respect to this band.
Absolutely, man. Now,
Mhm.
while we're talking about Slayer and all of the great bands from the past, from the that set the tone, Exodus, Anthrax, whomever, you know,
Yeah,
they're still kicking. A lot of them are still making great music, or at least most of them are still kicking. But the one thing that I don't think that they do is they don't give back to the new age. They don't give back to bands like yours or bands like Havoc or Warbringer, or there's a slew of them. There's a real resurrection of thrash metal, and it
Mhm.
just doesn't seem like they give back. Now you, as somebody that's in a band and somebody that's also played a lot of these festivals that a lot of these bands play, do you think that they give back enough? And if not, why do you think that is?
When you say give back, you mean that they relate to our band? They relate to these bands, or
Well, I mean more like, though your bands should be opening for them. They should take the new bands on tour, so that they can keep the genre itself alive.
yeah, I think it's something that it's sooner or later it has to come, you know. And but I understand that in the league of this band, that some of these bands are playing, like Testament, Anthrax, you know, they are in this very, very top league of bands. And bands like us, we are, you know, step by step reaching that level that we will have the chance to open for them in the future. But I understand that there is like a lot of, you know, a filter, and when they look for an opener, they look for, you know, something that brings numbers, bring whatever. So our new generation of thrash metal bands, we have to, you know, slowly catch up, you know, for to these bands to get this, you know, to get the flame, to keep the flame, you know, and to keep the what they are bringing. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I think they are all aware of these bands and these songs, more or less. I think they most of them follow. For example, Gary Holt was following the cover we did of them Toxic Waltz. He even commented to us like, hey, great what you're doing. And I also have feedback from Forbidden, Craig Lochichero, that we did a Forbidden song also from in this album of covers. And we all normally get some feedback of these bands and some appreciation, and this is for us, it's like really cool. But it's gonna happen for sure in the future that we will have to will come in a point that these bands will get more and more with this generation of bands for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. So, baby, I mean, going back to the EP real quick. I mean, I this may have or may have not been done before, but it's the first time I've seen it, and I think it's a fantastic way of promoting the record. Is you've got 4 songs on the EP. It's 16 minutes long, and there's a 16-minute video, almost like a movie that accompanies the whole EP, which I think is really unique and really it's like I said, definitely I think helps to push the record and get people really interested in it. So talk about the decision that when it came to marketing, the record, the decision for you guys to sort of combine both the music and video in unison with one another for a whole 16 minutes. How did that come about?
That's cool because in marketing department I'm a bit more in charge of everything, and this is a thing that I was really looking forward to. If we're gonna release an EP, let's do it in a way that it's something special, because in the end, maybe some people, when bands release EP, it seems like it's not as good as an album, And I wanted that EP has a good concept and a strong thing that people would say, okay, this is an EP that cannot be an album because it's an EP. It's the whole concept itself, and that's why we thought really important, that this story that goes hand to hand with the music and do this short film was a really good idea to promote everything and all at once, and not doing it in an old-fashioned way that it's, I released the first single, then the second single, third. Let's do a whole story that it's one video that it's the whole 4 tracks and the same day that the album is released. And it's a different way, a different approach, but also the times are getting are renewing, and it's a interesting thing to do. And it was a little bit risky because we never did something like this, a marketing plan like this, where we would release everything all at once, all the videos, and also releasing a pizza strategy also, because we were also releasing a new pizza in Barcelona and Madrid, which is food, and we kind of set all this. And for me it was like, okay, it's the first time in our history that we have the 4 songs recorded, the 4 videos done. Let's do it all like this, with this short film. Let's do it like different but cool. And I think people also got this, once, and people check first song, choose second song, third song. Maybe not all the people check the whole video, but they got a little bit more the essence of what we were trying to deliver,
Sure. Yeah, no, and I think it's a really, like I said, it's a unique and interesting way of doing it. And I think it's definitely going to resonate. Just the last time we heard a slew of new music from the band was back in 2018, Against the Odds, which is, one of the 5 full lengths that you guys that just, really just shreds. And to me, that record, had more definitely a bit of a more groovy sort of 90s almost flavor to it. Whereas the Pizza EP, now this to me is just straight up OG 80s classic thrash with some, hardcore and crossover, elements thrown in there as well. So, I mean, was the musical direction driven by the lyrical content? I mean, did the lyrics really drive the music, or was it the other way around with these songs?
With the concept we were bringing, we naturally thought that we wanted it something straight, something raw, in straight in your face, and that's why we wanted to go more in these roots of what is the thrash metal, and this. We wanted to go a little bit more in the roots, and also in terms of recording, because the side A of the EP, the first 2 songs are recorded like normal production, but we wanted that the other second songs, that it's Raptors in the Kitchen and it's Tough to Cook a Song, they were recorded live. We wanted to bring a little bit this raw energy to the feeling. So not only in terms of production, but also in terms of music speaking, we wanted something straight. And also for the lyrics, when we had this culinary idea, it's when we finished these Raptors in the Kitchen and it's Tough to Cook a Song. Like it came like supernaturally, like, hey, let's do it and put it something like this in this idea. and let's do it more in this way, you know. And yeah, a little bit when we had a little bit more the vision of the beat was everything was really naturally driven musically and all, you know. But for example, because these songs come from a same stage of the band where we were while we were, you know, composing all the songs, not just the EP, but also we were composing the new album that are gonna be released next year. I think we did like a mixture of all our last albums. It's a mixture of a little bit the roots of where we come from, but also a little bit the modern approaches that we would try to get and to redefine some stuff. And I think we kind of, you know, went to that in our roots, you know, in the end.
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
no doubt. So I just want to take you back real quick to 2013 when you guys put out, it was a really awesome record you guys had out, Rise, Then Rest. And I know that one was mixed and produced by the great Eric Ruttan from, you know, Morbid Angel, Hate Eternal. You know, everyone knows who Eric is, man. I just got to ask you to talk a bit about how it was working with him. You know, he's obviously just such an underground legend and the total, as I'm aware of, he's such a consummate maven in the studio. How was it working with Eric back on that record?
Yeah, man. And he's now, I think he's in Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal
That's right,
Corpse,
he's a Cannibal Corpse now. Yeah, that's right. Mhm.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
great. Man, it's a guy that, you know, knows what is his scene, knows what he wants to brings in music, and it was really cool to meet him and to talk with him, and also really easy to work with. And the thing is that he delivered this underground essence with the album, you know, in the sound, and he really did a good job, I think, and we really had a very good, you know, hand-to-hand work, and it was really easy to work with him. It was a shame that we could not go to their studio because it was really far away and we couldn't travel back then.
Mhm.
But it would have been good because I think it's a really nice guy. I mean, I could only, you know, talk with him via email, but everything was super nice from him. That I hope we can meet him sometime, you know, face to face, because I think he really is a nice guy and a really hardworking guy. Really
Sure.
good.
Definitely. Now, BB, I want to go back to the marketing for a minute, but I don't want to talk music. I was telling Matt right before you came on, I looked at your merch page, and your merch is the shit, bar none. Maybe the best merch I have seen for a smaller band. It really screams that you guys put a lot of time and effort into every design. You just don't throw it out to some merch company and say, hey, put our logo on some shit and put it out there.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about your merch itself. I mean, how particular are you? Who does the art? Talk a little bit, because it is really awesome.
Yeah, you know, we come from a generation that everything is a little bit fucked up about music industry, and what bands do for survival is sell merch. It's as simple as that, you know.
Mhm.
In the moment that you see the merch not as an extra thing that you can sell, but your way of survival as a band, because it is what it is. You also try to, you know, not do things that you like a lot, because in the end what we do is merch that we like a lot, but also we really think what our customers, what our fans, what our people that likes to buy our t-shirts, what they want, you know. And this is starting a process of you really, you know, become a brand, kind of a t-shirt brand, you know. And a little bit the approach is that it's a little bit knowing what people likes, what you like, and how you put it in the best way. And we take a lot of attention. You're right. We take a lot of attention that we spend time to that everything is really good and people really want to buy t-shirts and they are happy buying our t-shirts. And we try to improve more and more, and we have a lot to improve, but we try. And I really appreciate your words regarding that, man.
Oh, sure, man. Well, and like I'm gonna tell you straight up, is I'm buying a hat because the hats are great. The hats are just awesome looking, but the shirts are all. You know what I mean? The bottom line is we see a million bands. We do see a zillion bands, and when you look at it, you can just tell which bands are going through their merch company, and the merch company has a designer, and they kind of all look the same. You know, no, I mean, yeah, it has different names and whatever. You guys' stuff is so original.
I'm obsessed with designers. I like a lot to get to find new designers and try new things. And try things that maybe could not fit, but try to give a little twist. And and it's cool. I like a lot. I'm really, I like to go I like art itself. I like to go see paintings and stuff, and I'm really into it. Every time we work with an artwork for the new album, I'm the guy in the band that is really researching every single guy that it's appealing, seems like interesting to me, And to me, for example, working with Parolofson, which is the guy that did the Exodus artwork as well. It's the guy that drew our From Blue to Black artwork, the 3rd album. Man, working with that guy was one of the fulfilling things that I did. It's the most wow design that that someone did for us, And to me, it's success. When I find a guy or I find, the right idea, I really feel good. I like all this shit a lot. And to me, one of the most challenging things, I tell you, it was to deliver this pizza, the pizza food, go with a restaurant in Barcelona that is like really famous here, and try to get this pizza official licensed pizza, and then create the box itself, because the box is done by us with a design by us, and I had to really think what is the design that would sell for us, but also to sell this pizza thing. And to me, it was like the most challenging product I had to put in the market. And yeah, it was really good. Pizza box with pizza on it. Really fun. And I also delivered in Barcelona one for some days before the release. I delivered some pizzas to some of our friends.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Very
cool. Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun. In the end, these marketing things has to be fun to us, That's somebody who is planning stuff. It's not has to be the point. It has not to be that to sell more, but in the end, it's to do something that people will really have fun. And we found the key in this album to do all this and experience and explore new stuff. And also, because we are also doing a cooking book, a cooking recipe book that we didn't say anything yet. It's going to be released next month. But we are also working on a cooking book, the first metal cooking book from a band.
Nice.
And it's really cool because it explains not all the recipes that we like, but also explains the story, how we defined the pizza EP, how we created and everything, the story behind, it's a little bit go more inside the project with this book. And yeah, it's with this album we really let ourselves do crazy stuff.
Excellent, man. Well, you definitely made it fun for us to listen to it, man. The new record from Crisix is called the Pizza EP. It is fantastic if you like thrash. And I'll tell you what, BB, tell people where they should go online to get the EP, get the book next month, keep up with you guys, all that stuff.
Yeah, they can watch the video experience of the Pizza EP in our YouTube channel.
Okay,
they will find the Pizza EP video where it have the 4 songs animated with a short film. Also, we have Spotify and Apple Music, so your regular listening streaming services, you will find the Pizza EP, and also in our store if they want to buy it physical. Because in the physic CD or vinyl, there is a 5th song, secret song that no one can listen but the people, the guys that has the physical album.
Cool.
And this is the hidden track that we have. It's a little surprise that I leave it here for the ones that want to buy it.
Very good. Awesome. Well, one more time, the name of the band is Crisix, Crisix. Look them up, and the name of the release is the Pizza EP. And BB, thanks so much for joining us here on Aftershocks.
Thanks, baby.
Thanks to you guys.
All right.